Hey, how you doing? So I'm sitting in Boston in a hotel. I'll be here about 7 days. I'm here for a number of meetings, but I'm also here with the business group for about 4 days, hanging out with a bunch of really sharp individuals. It's not a group that I run, it's a group that I'm part of. And anyway, that's not the point. The point is that it's about midnight. It's actually just after midnight. I've been trading texts with a good buddy of mine. He's working with a friend of mine who is having some financial troubles inside his business. And it prompted me to record this video. This individual is running a really good business. From the outside, everything looks golden. It's a big business. Yet he's having some financial challenges that I didn't know anything about. And I really like this guy just a ton. He's like a first-class individual. And that's really my point. My point is that you probably know a bunch of people in your industry, outside your industry, they're friends, at parties, at church, at whatever your social world is. And everything looks golden in their world. They're making money, they're going on vacations, they have nice home, nice cars, everything looks great. But you don't really know what the situation is. And this is true across the board for so many people. And my ask of you is this: if there's something going on in your world, if you're struggling with debt, if you are struggling with making payroll, if you are worried about how you're going to replace the aging equipment that you have and aging trucks, excuse me, if you don't know how you're going to grow the organization because you have absolutely no money to do it, whatever your challenge is, I'm telling you, there is a ton of other individuals having the exact same problem, but they're not talking about it. None of your friends are telling you when you get together that, hey man, I'm having this problem, it sucks. Nobody's telling you that, yeah, I've got a great house and I've got great cars, but it's really freaking tight, or that we worry about making payroll, or that, yeah, we're doing okay, but our credit card balances are going up, or we're running up the line of credit. And so from the outside, you look at everybody else and you say they're golden, and you feel guilty about your situation. The problem is there's a million people running around with the same problems you have, but nobody's talking about this stuff. And when you don't bring it up and when you don't tell somebody, there's zero chance that you will get the answer that you need. And that only happens when you're honest and you're like, man, I am having a problem right now. We are in trouble. We've got this deal. We've got this issue. You have to talk about it. You've got to go seek somebody out, whether it's a buddy in the industry, whether it's somebody that's been successful outside the industry, whether it's a consultant. You've got to seek someone out, and you got to get help with this stuff. And if you don't, then you're going to deal with it on your own. You're going to be stuck on an island by yourself. You're going to dig a big hole. You're going to end up in a lot of debt. You're going to end up losing your business. You're going to end up having to fire people. You're going to end up having the next 2 to 3 years of your business life being flat, meaning there's no growth. And all that stuff, not always, but often can be avoided by simply asking for help, by simply being a bit vulnerable and saying, man, this is the crap going on in my world right now, and asking. And the reality is everybody's running around putting on a show. It's especially true on YouTube. Everybody's putting on a good show. Everything looks wonderful and glorious. So you feel self-conscious. You feel like it's just you. You feel like you're doing something wrong, but everybody else has got it figured out, and that is not how it works. And so if you're struggling with anything, if you're beat down, if you're wiped out, if you're exhausted, if you're burned out, if your energy is at the lowest point it's ever been, if your credit card debt's going up, if your line of credit's growing, get help. Ask somebody. There's a bunch of individuals that have done it. There's a bunch of individuals that have gone through all the hell, all the trouble, all the pain. They know how bad it sucked. They know how close they came, and they're willing to have a conversation. They're willing to help. They're willing to answer the question. You know, many are super busy. If one person doesn't get back to you, one person doesn't answer your text or your call, ask somebody else. But put yourself out there and get the help. It will save you a world of pain. So that's my simple message is, it isn't as golden as it seems for everybody else. You're not the only person that's having problems. You're not the only person that hasn't figured it out. You're not the only person that's frustrated. You're not the only person that doesn't have all the answers. You're not the only person that hasn't already built the $1 million or $5 or $10 million business. You're not the only person that hasn't hired the office help, the operations manager. You're not the only person that hasn't done all these things. You are just like everybody else. I've been there. We've all been there. Everybody's been there. Some of us made it past. A whole bunch of people got wiped out and never made it past. I'm fortunate enough to sit here and be able to have a conversation with you because I made it through all the crap. And you will too, but you got to go seek out the help. Do it. Go seek them out. It's a word of encouragement. If you're beat down, go get the help. Don't hide it. It's not worth it. It won't get you anywhere. You're not different. So I hope that resonates for you. See ya.